Welcome back to the Dragon Age toolset presentation. In this segment, we're going to be covering how to add objects, or placeables, in the level. The same easy way that we place creatures on a level, we can also add different objects to the level as well. Let's go ahead and find a nice open space that we can use. Maybe by that path over there. And why don't we jump to the Placeables tab in our palette window. Placeables are our name for objects. Some of these are interactive, some of them are just kind of window dressing to fill up and make the world seem more alive. Let's go ahead and add a new one. We'll give it a name. And by default, the doors come up, and as you'd expect, you'll be able to place down doors throughout the level and link those to other levels. So in this way, you can string together lots of existing levels from the game or levels that you create and create your campaign that way. For our purposes, though, we are kind of in a military camp, so we want to go with something that's a bit more appropriate for the setting. We have a ballista placeable that we can use, and that will probably fit really nicely with the context of that level. So we'll go ahead and we'll give it a name. And once we've done that, we'll go ahead and save it, jump to our area view, and let's go ahead and put it down on a level. So as we did with creatures, very easy to just move it around and rotate it. But in particular with world objects, you want to make sure that these are fitting really nicely with the contour of the land and they look natural in the setting that they're in. So one of the things that we can do is we can actually jump into a 3D control mechanism. You can see there that the ballista is a little bit off the ground on the right there. Once we jump into this 3D view, we actually have control over any of the three axes for movement. So we can now move things in a vertical axis, and of course forward, backward, and horizontal. But we can also jump into a 3D rotation view, and what that means is we can now rotate in any of the three axes as well. So we now have much finer control of how we're placing objects in the game world to make sure that they fit naturally into that setting. So once we're happy with it, we'll go ahead and save that out. And that's basically how object placement works.